Hello and welcome, it's Frances here, and I thought in this video I might talk just briefly about Inanna's descent into the underworld. And this is because any sort of shadow work or rituals involving descending to the underworld are often based around this story. It comes from ancient Sumer, a culture that was around about 3,500 to 1,900 BCE that formed part of what the Greeks called Mesopotamia, the land between two rivers, and the two rivers were the Tigris and the Euphrates. So we're looking at probably in modern day world, Iran, Iraq, and it's this area that was actually also called the cradle of civilization. So there's a lot of history from this area of the world. And as such, these ancient myths are written on clay tablets. And so we don't know the whole story because these tablets have been put together by archaeologists over the years and then interpreted. The Inanna myth in particular, there are different interpretations of it, and probably the later, more popular version can be found in this book here, Inanna, Queen of Heaven and Earth, Her Stories and Hymns from Sumer, by Diane Wilkstein and Samuel Noah Kramer. So if you are interested in exploring the many myths surrounding Inanna, this is probably a highly recommended book. I like the story because it has a lot of symbolism in it, as I've just said. And Inanna, the Queen of Heaven and Earth, for some reason, she wants to descend into the underworld, the Great Below. The Great Below is ruled by its own queen, and that is her sister, in some accounts, called Ereshkigal. And I mention Ereshkigal of interest because Ereshkigal appears in my book, Encountering the Dark Goddess and Journey to the Shadow Realms. And I personally feel that Ereshkigal often gets a bit of a bad rap. It's an interesting story because we seem to have these two goddesses, a Queen of Heaven and a Queen of the Underworld. So we have a dark and a light goddess. And that can reflect different aspects of ourself in order to sort of brace the wholeness of the underworld journey. Inanna travels through 7 gates. In each gate she's made to strip off an item of finery. So that could be interpreted as these layers or attachments that we have. That can also mean the 7 chakras, the 7 stages of man, 7 auric fields. There's number 7 as a very spiritual number, so there's lots of interpretation as to what 7 could actually mean, even 7 major planets in the solar system. When she arrives in the underworld, Ereshkigal isn't all that happy. So she basically kills or stuns Inanna, hangs her on a meat hook and leaves her there for 3 days and 3 nights. And before Inanna is rescued. That action itself has a lot of interpretation. I leave that up to the readers of my book to make up their own mind. But what I do find interesting is that the whole story is written by Ereshkigal, who is Inanna's handmaiden. So she sort of tells the story almost in a third person concept. And the story opens up with, from the great heaven she set her mind to the great below. From the great heaven the goddess set her mind to the great below. From the great heaven Inanna set her mind to the great below. My mistress abandoned heaven, abandoned earth, and descended into the underworld. Inanna abandoned heaven, abandoned earth, and descended into the underworld. Inanna is described as putting on all her finery, her finest gown, jewels, crown, her symbols of power, her scepter, her rod and staff, and gave Nishkuba instructions to come and find if she did not appear within 3 days. Upon her arrival at the first gate towards the Underworld, Inanna almost has this sort of arrogance about her as she demands entrance. However, she is met with Nettie, and Nettie is the gatekeeper and a dedicated servant or friend to Ereshkigal, and asks Inanna, "What do you want? Who are you?" And Inanna said, "I am the Queen of Heaven. I am Inanna." As to say, "Don't you know me? Surely you should recognize me." And he asked, "Why is she here?" And she informs Nettie that she wishes to witness the funeral rites of Gilgalana, who's the Bull of Heaven, who just happens to be the husband of Ereshkigal. Nettie checks with Ereshkigal, who is rather annoyed, to say the least, that Inanna is demanding entrance. And instead, her response is that for each gate, Inanna has to leave an item that connects her with the upper realms, that connects her with heaven, that connects her with earth. She has to surrender aspects of herself. And when Inanna is told this, she demands the meaning with such indignity. This is disgusting. Why should the Queen of Heaven be treated in such a way? And all Nettie replies is that, "Quiet, Inanna. The ways of the Underworld are perfect. They may not be questioned." And with any sort of shadow work, Inanna almost represents our ego, and Ereshkigal our deep self. So when we are stepping through the gateways and we find the challenges arise, just remind yourself that the ways of the Underworld are perfect, and they may not be questioned, and their reasons will be revealed when the time is right. Journey well. Blessings.